Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, let's talk some boxing. So, Hughie Fury lost to Alexander Povetkin. And, after the sixth round, Povetkin was pretty much done. Hughie Fury could not get rid of Povetkin. And so Povetkin moved on to start throwing those leaping left hooks and catching Fury going back. And Fury kept on going straight back, so he caught him with like straight rights and leaping left hooks. And then on the inside, Povetkin was doing a lot of work on the inside. Hughie Fury, though, was a game opponent. Was fighting toe to toe at a certain point, showed that he could fight, and that was also an unexpected pleasure. But the fight was pretty boring as usual, sloppy. The guys are so fucking sloppy that it really bores me to death. So I just kind of skipped to the highlights. Eventually, I didn't even watch the entire fight. And but at the end of the day, Hughie Fury could not put away Povetkin, and is especially his lead right or his right off his hook, it just would not land from range. So that's credit to Povetkin, or probably credit to the fact that Hughie Fury just can't throw the right. He just knows how to time the right and just throw it properly. But, I don't like sloppy boxing, to be honest with you. It's kind of boring as shit, and Povetkin's old as fuck. So, honestly, that fight did not impress me at all. Then the other fight, Lara against Alvarez. He knocked out Alvarez. Alvarez... Probably, I don't know what he was doing in training, but he obviously wasn't training for a southpaw. He got tagged up, and in the second round, Lara just pretty much put him away. So that was that. So Lara is once again a version of the WBA championship. He's not the real WBA champion. The real WBA champion is J-Rock. I just was watching J-Rock versus Jarrett Hurd. I realized Jarrett Hurd has a lot of skill, like I said before. And actually, other than Julian Williams putting him down on his ass in round number 2 or 3, I can't remember which one. Really, the fight was very competitive, but a lot of skill by Jarrett Hurd. In the rematch, actually, I'm thinking, you know what? I don't really know if J-Rock gonna beat Jarrett Hurd. You know what? I know just J-Rock was stepping around Jarrett Hurd, but Jarrett Hurd started to make an adjustment for that. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm not gonna say no more about that. So those are the fights over the weekend. Was there another fight? I'm probably missing out. Nope. The weekend fights, that was the weekend fights. What can I say? What can I say about this weekend? I'll say that this weekend had a lot of fights. The Povetkin Fury fight actually went different to what I expected. I expected Fury to beat Povetkin. He was to some degree outboxing him at a certain point, but then he never put away Povetkin. Because he didn't put away Povetkin, he wasn't really using his right hand much, and now I get why. But he wasn't putting away Povetkin, and because of that, Povetkin hung around, and they gave Povetkin a decision, and that's just what it was, right? I already talked about Lomachenko versus Luke Campbell, right? And Luke Campbell dropped the ball, like I said before. He dropped the ball in that fight. He could have won that fight. That fight was winnable for him. He could have been the first guy to beat Lomachenko. Could have been, right? Because he had the right game plan. The same thing I was telling you guys about. He had that game plan, but he didn't stick to it all the time. He let Lomachenko off the hook, where Lomachenko would go for a walk, circle, and reset. You don't let guys go for a walk and reset. That's where you walk your ass down. You cut off the ring, and you force them to go the direction they don't want to go. Lomachenko do all kinds of shit. You saw him doing all kinds of things with his hands and all kinds of shit because Campbell was keeping him on the outside. And it was really straightforward. Campbell was using the jab, doubling it up, tripling it up, like I told him he should do. He was doing that. And then he was moving to his right, which he was supposed to do. So he cut off Lomachenko's ability to go. He has to come straight down the center. If you come down straight down the center, you greet him with your left. And that left hand, you're going to be greeted with the left hand. You're going to be walking through some left hands, right? And you double it up, triple it up, right? The thing he did wrong was he let Lomachenko go to his left. He let him circle out, go to his left. When Lomachenko resets, what is Lomachenko in the position to do? He's in the position to hit you because why? Because now he's to the left of you. He's on your weak side, and you didn't realize that. So you can't allow your opponent to circle out and go. And then later on in the fight, after you got hit with a liver shot, he was moving to his fucking left, which was stupid. So that's how Lomachenko dropped him. That's how every time Lomachenko hurt him, every now and then on occasion, Lomachenko got a shot in. The liver shot especially. Luke was going to his right. Lomachenko caught him with a liver shot. But I'm tell you why he caught him with a liver shot. Luke kept on throwing the jab. Lomachenko decided to change levels, go below the jab, and then throw his shot as Luke is circling. And Luke didn't circle out enough. Again, you got to also control distance. And I told Luke, you got to jab off a pivot. You don't just jab and stay there or jab and move backwards. You move backwards, Lomachenko will take you. You have to jab and pivot off the jab. So, Campbell tried his best. I mean, he basically kept Lomachenko at bay for most of the fight. He started fighting on the inside, which was pretty good. I didn't know that Luke Campbell could fight a bit on the inside. It was pretty good work he put on the inside. But every time he fight on the inside, motherfucker, instead of tying up and clamping down Lomachenko, you know what he would do? He would step back into Lomachenko's range at mid-range. So Lomachenko gets an opportunity now to counter him. So it was these kinds of stupid things. I mean, I was shouting at the screen. I was saying, motherfucker, 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 stop doing that. Don't go left, go right. Don't let him off the hook. I was very animated. Because I knew he basically had the game plan, but he didn't understand certain things. He was just repeatedly making the same fucking mistake over and over again. And it really just ticked me off. I was so angry. Because he basically has it. Now, Devin Haney says he could beat Lomachenko. Of course you can, Devin Haney. Of course you can. Of course. Because you understand boxing. Right? Lomachenko feeds off of going weak side. You take away weak side from him, he ain't got no fucking game. He got to come straight down the middle, and you got to come straight down the middle, you light his ass up. You just light him up. All right? And Lomachenko got great conditioning. He was stronger, actually, than Luke Campbell. Right? But, and as you can see, his face took some shots. You could see his face had some punch marks on it. But fucking Luke Campbell, man. And the other thing with Luke Campbell, sometimes you loop too many of the shots, Luke. You should just go straight fucking shots. Sharpshoot that motherfucker. So, I'm really... I already know how to beat Lomachenko. I can tell anybody how to beat him now because I know his limitation is mid-range. That motherfucker can't fight on the inside. That motherfucker can't fight on the outside. He's a mid-range fighter. All right? People can call him pound for pound #1 in the world. That's cool. I ain't saying nothing, but I know how to beat his ass. I know how to beat his ass. I know how to beat this motherfucker's ass. All right, guys. Have a good one.